Hola, everybody. Welcome to Drew's Music Corner. Um, this is the guitar I bought in Mexico. It is a Paracho guitar. If you guys look up what Paracho guitars are, you should check that out. They make some really nice stuff up there in the mountains of Mexico. But anyway, this is a guitar I wanted to review because it's actually pretty rad for what I paid for it. 600 pesos, which I'll let you guys do the math on that. Is what I paid for this guitar, and for the money, I am blown away by what it is. Yeah, he told me when I bought it, I asked him what it was made out of. He was like, we don't have a word for it in Spanish, but I think he meant like particle board or plywood, because it is like cheap, but I was just looking for something cheap. I wanted a beater because I go out to the woods. I wanted a guitar I could beat up because I go out to the woods a lot, and something that if it gets smashed or whatever, I'm not going to be too hurt about it because I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it. That being said, now that I own it and I've played it a lot, I'm like, oh, I don't want to break it. But also, it wasn't that expensive, so it's not that big a deal. You can go get another one. I could probably call those guys and they'll ship them to you. They actually make very nice guitars. If you check them out, Caro Acoustic, Caro and E Topes in Guadalajara. I'm probably going to go back and buy one of those fancier ones they got. And even the fancy ones only come out to like less than $1,000 US. So you can get a really nice acoustic classical guitar, Spanish made, Mexican, for under $1,000. I mean, like, really nice too. Anyway, so let's talk about this guitar. This one was hanging up there, and I was like, how much for these? And he was like, 600 pesos, and it's like white. You can't, I mean, you can kind of see, it's kind of like a white. It looks a little different, and then it's got these cool Aztec looking or Incan things here for the frets. Kind of give you the spots for them. I thought that was pretty neat. I found these guitars in another shop over in Zapopan, and they had the different little fret markers. I think they had feathers maybe on one and birds, eagles or something on another, and they all had different colored little, whatever you call them, circles here. But this one was the only one that I saw that was like white like this. It's got a little ding in it or whatever mark, but whatever. 600 pesos. Let's just, I mean, you can hear it donging a little bit maybe, but like if you listen to this thing, it really has a beautiful tone. And it's not all that hard to play either. It gets a little rough up at the higher frets. The action gets a little bit higher, but the biggest complaint I have about it is the frets. You can hear them maybe. It's a smaller scale. It's got crazy harmonics all over it. You know, I didn't bring any of my books with me, so I was relying just on the internet for my practice stuff, so I didn't have any of my cool stuff that I've been practicing. But, you know, I did kind of find some old favorites that... Ha! Yeah, I'm no Demiola or Paco. It was nice having it to play while I was just hanging out in Mexico. I definitely had an hour or two to myself every day where I could kind of sit and play this thing, and I really came to like the tones that came out of it. Can you hear the overtones? I don't know if you guys can get it in that little iPhone microphone. I'm just messing around, right? I think A might kind of have a. That's where I found myself playing a lot of A minor. But I just wanted to say that like really the big thing to take away from it is the price point. For 600 pesos, it's like $30 American. You get this nice guitar. It says it's a Guipar Guitarras Paracho. It says made in Michoacan, Paracho, Mexico. And I met these friends when we went to Puerto Vallarta. We were in this little neighborhood, and these dudes were playing music, and I started hanging out with them. Shout out to David and Sebastian and Sebastian. They were sitting there playing ukulele, and I told him what I paid for him. He was like, 600 pesos? That's crazy. He's like, it'd be at least twice that price or more where they lived out on the coast. So if you're looking for a good, cheap guitar, go to Guadalajara. Get you, go to Caro Acoustic and buy from them. Or if you're looking for the small guitars, you go up to Zapopan, and right there at the plaza, there's a music store. They got records and other stuff. Check those guys out. They've got the same guitars and smaller ones. Otherwise, that's up in Zapopan, and then where I got this one is on Juarez Avenue in Zona Centro, right like one block from the big Expectorio Placido or whatever, the really pretty cathedral is over there, Expectorio block. It's like right there. So anyway, this is Drew giving you the review of the Guipar Paracho guitar that you can get for yourself for 600 pesos or less. Go to Mexico. Have a good time. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.